Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss the games I used to play as a kid. And we're going to do that by playing this disc here. This is a really old disc. I checked and it seems to be made in 1995. I'm not that old. I am actually 20 years old. But when I was a kid, I used to stay at my grandma for the day. And there was our family's old computer which ran on Windows 98 and had this disk with it. And this disk is left to me from I don't actually know where it came from, but this has old games in it, like from 1990s, start of 1990s, from 1993 to 1995, that sort of period. And I used to play all of these, well, not all of these, but some of them all the time. So I want to share them with you guys. And to do that, I set up Windows 98 in my computer, and it didn't work. Well, the sound didn't work, to be exact. So some of the games we cannot play today, because their sound doesn't work. But some other games are very much playable with their sound in DOSBox. So we're going to play 5 games today, and I see you guys in the outro.
Okay guys, so today's first game is a special game for me because first of all I really liked it, second of all I was never able to get past the second level. And The Lost Vikings, it was made by Silicon and Synapse, published by Interplay in the 1990s, mid-1990s. And Silicon and Synapse, the developers of this game, is now known as Blizzard Entertainment. This game is still available in battle.net now as a free download, so if you like it, give it a try. In this game, you play as 3 Vikings. You can play as any of those, like you have to play as all of them to get past levels. All of them has their own set of skills and their own powers, and they were abducted by an alien emperor to be put in a space zoo. They're friends, so now they are trying to get back to their time. This one can use a sword and also can use an arrow, but he can't run or jump. But the red one can run and jump, and the shield one, well, he has a shield. He can also float, weirdly. I don't know why they added that. I always, thought it was weird, even as a child. But you can see an example of how they should work together in order to get past the levels. It's a puzzle game, and it's a very fun puzzle game at that. So as an example, you need to use the shield guy's abilities to block the lasers, and then the guy in, the yellow-haired guy, the blonde guy, has to kill the monsters. And, well, the other one just runs, the other one doesn't do anything. But it's a good example of how the game actually runs and how it normally goes. I really liked playing this game. I liked its style, I liked its music, I liked everything about it, and I still like it because it doesn't even look too aged. It looks like an average pixel art game that you can even see today. I didn't feel any weird playing it. I mean, to be honest, I actually plan on going back and passing that second level years later.
I am back.
Second game we're going to play today is Duke Nukem II. Duke Nukem II is a really signature series. It's the second game published in 1993 by Apogee, which was a very important publisher, it seems. Apogee is still around today, though it was refounded rather than a continuity of the same company. Duke Nukem 2 has a signature adult tongue-in-cheek humor, which a lot of people love it for. And the story is basically you getting abducted by an alien because he wants to use your brain to invade, and now you have to return home. Well, alien abduction seems to be a theme in the games made back then for some reason. In any case though, Nukem II, for me, was a game about explosions and weapons, and it was the game, I guess, I played as a child for long stretches of time, though my memory is a bit foggy. It is very colorful and it is very, well, you know, fun to play. You are causing mayhem, running around, shooting bad guys. I was unable to get past the second level, as usual. Sadly, Nukem II is not available in the modern systems. It used to be available in GOG, Steam and iOS, it seems, but it was removed silently, without any explanation as far as I can see. Second game we are going to play today is In Search of Dr. Riptide by MindStorm Software, published in 1994 by Peck Media Company. Now, this game is a side-scroller, it's a puzzle game where your character, who is named Nick, by the way, is searching for our antagonist, Dr. Riptide, who is causing mayhem in the Great Barrier Reef of Australia. You need to fight against these kind of, like, you know, marine life, basically. So as you go jolly murdering and massacring the marine life of the Great Barrier Reef of Australia, there's no blood, there's nothing going on. It's a great family game, because basically, you know, there's no death, and it's a puzzle game as well, so you need to open doors, find keys, etc, etc. Jokes aside, I really liked this game as a child, and all my family, like, we all played it, I think. And this game is something else, because even though it didn't age as well as perhaps Nukem II, or definitely not as well as Vikings, I would say, it is still very nice to play. I actually enjoy thoroughly playing it, and one of the things about this game is that you have kind of like two characters. You have a mini-sub called Jason, and you can release Jason, and Jason can go to places you cannot. Like here, for instance, you cannot go there because you are big, but Jason is small, so you can go there, etc. With this game I was able to get past the second level, which is, I know, very big deal, and I played a lot of it, as usual. I don't remember finishing it. I don't think I finished it, to be very honest, because of course I didn't. I was a kid, I was a terrible gamer, I still am a terrible gamer, and despite that, though, it has a special place in my heart, and I was actually sad to learn that this game is not available in modern systems. There's no Steam published Steam version, there's no GOG version, there's no iOS or Android versions. If you can play it, though, give it a chance, because I think it's still fun even today. And now, the game I played the most as a kid. This is a game called The God of Thunder, and it is a top-down game, where you play Thor, the God of Thunder, son of Odin, to reclaim Midgard for your, you know, father from Loki and the snake called Jormundur. The gameplay is pretty, you know, simple. It is basically you going around and collecting jewels to open up gates and locks and stuff like that. And you can fight against monsters, I guess, because when I tried, I don't remember playing it, obviously, it has been a long time, but when you go hit a monster a few times, they die, basically, but you also lose some life. You can collect golden apples if you want to refresh your life, you can collect brown apples if you want to lose your life, but I don't know why you would do that. And that's basically it. There's not much to say about this game, but there are some facts to talk about it. Not exactly about gameplay, but, well, the game is free still on Steam right now, so you can pick it up and play it right now. And more than that, even they actually released the source code pretty recently in March of 2020, so if you're a developer interested in looking at it, you can look at its source code. It is available. Moreover, not only is the game free, and its source code is also available, The game's development story is kind of endearing as well. It was developed by a guy and his father, Ron and Ray Davis, and the father, Ray Davis, sadly passed away in 2011. But within the source code they also give you the musics, and as far as I know, musics are actually free to use for your projects, and Ron Davis only wants you to credit his father, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty nice move. And I don't know, the story just made me a bit emotional, I guess. The one last thing to say about this game that I really find it weirdly is that if you click the D button, your character dies. And I don't know why that is a thing. I assume it is to, in case if your character gets stuck somewhere due to a bug or something, so you can, restart the game. And that is a thing for some reason. So anyway, the game is free, and I would actually encourage everyone to check it out. This was the game I played a lot as a child. Our last game of the day is Heretic. It was developed by Raven Software and it was published by id Software in 1994. It uses the Doom engine. That means it has roughly the same look and capability as Doom. Obviously they look different, but what I was trying to say is that it uses the same 3D technology. That does sadly mean it aged not so well as the 2D games in the list. However, it still has a unique look, and it especially does some interesting things with the way the life is represented in the bottom of the screen. In any case, Heretic is a dark fantasy game where you play a guy that has access to different sort of weapons. For instance, you have your wand as the default weapon, but in the first level you, for instance, pick up a crossbow later on. And you can use these weapons to traverse through levels and fight against different types of monsters. You open doors, find keys, and, well, basically make your way through a dark fantasy universe where you get to fight your way out. This game is not a game I played a lot as a kid. I remember opening it, I have some memories of it, but it seems that I really didn't play it often because, for instance, my father doesn't even remember the game. In any case, it is available on Steam nowadays, so in case you wanna pick it up, it is available on Steam. And it seems that at one point or another it was even open source as a game too. So that's something, I guess. Heretic series had two other games in it, two sequels, one direct sequel, one not so direct sequel, one in 1995, one in 1998, but sadly this series does not have a modern entrance, which is a shame because I actually like the general vibe of the game, and I think it would work tremendously well as a mobile game, for instance, or in a Nintendo Switch game, so that sort of deal. But it would definitely work in a PC as well. So, can this game be played in modern times? I would say yes, because despite the fact its graphics age not so well, it actually has a, it has a nice gameplay to it. I personally sometimes have problems while playing old FPS games. I have a motion sickness kind of deal where I have headaches and stuff like that. But if you don't have that, I would say give Heretic a try, because it is actually pretty fun to play with, and it has something that I don't generally see in modern fantasy games a lot. It has a different play to it, it has a different feel to it. So check it on Steam, especially if it is in a sale.
This is the outro. Well, for you guys. For me, it's literally 2 seconds late. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and in the next time we are going to take a... well, I don't actually know what we're going to take a look at. It really depends on if I can make Windows 98 work. But see you in the next video.